You guys want to fill me in? Why do I feel like I was blindsided out there?
Because you were. Look, but that's okay, all right? It's the last trick Othello's got up his sleeve.
Yo, fam, he's really gonna offer 3 first-round draft picks on top of me. For Shep? I mean, is Philly even gonna sign off on that?
It's unclear.
There's more support for the trade on social than I would like to see.
What does that mean?
I say it's about a 50-50 split at this point.
Good thing Social isn't in charge of the roster.
Well,
Look, it still wouldn't hurt to fight that battle, so.
Okay, but we've already talked about this. We're not gonna fight this fight in the press.
I'm not talking press, I'm talking about on the court. Look, Othello put his cards on the table. It's you versus Shep now.
Okay, hasn't it always been?
Yeah, but never this directly. Look, you've got an opportunity to put this thing to bed once and for all. All you've got to do is outperform Shep. Boyer hasn't pulled the trigger yet, which means he's still not sold. But there's a microscope on you two now. Look, if you go out there and you whoop Shep's behind on the stat sheet, there's no way Phil will trade you.
Rick,
look, how could he?
Rick, you know I'm not about the stats, man. I've never been about that.
But you are about this city. I know you're a team-first guy on P, but I don't see anything wrong with calling your number a little more than usual if it's going to get you to stay. You can't win a ring in this city if Othello trades you.
So it's me versus Shep.
Mm-hmm. It's you versus Shep, babe.
You got to end this, MP. Once and for all.
We know the players enjoyed the rest they get during All-Star Weekend. But Greg, you think it should be moved to later in the season?
I like how the current format splits up the season, but it seems more fair to hold an All-Star towards the end of the season so that voters get a more complete look at each player.
And the Clippers starting 5. Post-tandem for him, Morris and Zubac. Then it's Wall. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Mann in at the 2. Clock is at 3. A 3 from Morris. That one's rebounded by Embiid. And the 76ers with possession. Leonard with the steal. The dish to Wall. Mann passes to Morris. Leonard on the wing. Over Harris. Unable to get that one. Now the 76ers take it the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Tremendous poise on the offensive end. Overall, they did not settle for bad shots.
They were very patient, and that was the difference. It's hard to be patient, I know, but look at the outcome they had.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
For decades, the Clippers were almost directionless, but they found their place in the NBA, becoming a franchise that competes in the West.
And the West, you know, is very difficult. But Steve, for the Clippers, how much of their success is tied to their identity?
Kevin, a lot of it, they become a hard-nosed team, hanging their hat on defense, playing together, making opponents earn everything they get.
And he can't get the first one. He hits the second from the line. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Here's P. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Outside, Maxey. Down low. 5-0 for 3. Morris with the rebound. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Clippers. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
They played terrific defensively. The few cracks they showed, guys were quick to rotate and help each other out.
I love the communication, love the hustle. They came up with big stops all night.
Now here's Wall. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go.
Oh my God, they can't buy one. 0 for 4. Sometimes this happens.
And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And for a big man, Embiid sees the floor as well as any big. Recognizes when one of his guys has an opening for a shot. An NBA All-Defense for 2 years running, Matisse Thybulle has been a game-changing defender from the minute he set foot in the NBA.
Now here's Leonard. Against Charlotte, he was really on his game. All with it, now defended by Embiid. The shot. Jump shot is good.
John Wall.
And the tight defense there only seems to increase Wall's focus. Gives him a little extra lift on the jumper.
And Greg, we know at Washington, Thybulle was the college defensive player of the year, averaging 3.5 steals and over 2 blocks a game.
And per minute, not far off that pace in the pros. His opponent field goal percentage last season good for second best in the league.
Here's Leonard. After the made shot from Joel Embiid, Morris passes to Wall. The shot's good on the assist by Morris.
And that's 2 points. When Wall gets a shot that deep inside, it is almost automatic.
Pass to Pete. 1:43 left here in the opening quarter. Harris passes to Pete. Comes up empty down low. And it's Wall with the ball for Los Angeles. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it will be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
Very difficult game to predict. They are not familiar with each other. I expect to see a lot of in-game adjustments tonight on both sides.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And with the 15th pick in the 2011 draft, Kawhi Leonard wasn't highly touted coming out of high school or college.
Listen, even in the pros, recognition took a while. How about this? He won Finals MVP and Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made an All-Star team. Now, one of the 75 greatest.
And it's a completely new group here for Philadelphia. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. 76.
Substitution on the court.
So with Harden on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. They've got Tobias Harris, DeAnthony Melton out there with P. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Maxey in at the small forward position. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, P in the last game against Detroit had a huge game. He had 16 points, and he did a great job of letting the game come to him, connecting on a number of his shots. And when you think of that game, he comes to mind, specifically how impressive his energy level was. Kevin, you know he'd love to repeat that performance.
Nice work, David. Thank you. Greg, he did some fantastic things in that. He made a huge impact.
And I look for him to try and repeat that performance here tonight. I really do.
And I'm sure Coach is hoping for that as well, but every night's different. Who knows, maybe someone else will have to step up this time.
Here's Wall after the made shot from P. Wall looking it over. Up top, Leonard kicks the Wall. Rebounded by Tucker.
And for his offense, this has just been a brutal period.
And that one's good. Maxey.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Now here's Wall. Tight defense on him. Doesn't go for him.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
And you've seen they've made numerous attempts to try to get him going. Shows how valuable he is to this offense.
Defensive foul. John Wall.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Korkmaz checked in for Melton. And it's Shake Milton in for Pete. Lee's checked in for the Clippers. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Sixers youth dance team.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. As a well-known three-point shooter that you were, Steve, what do you think about how that shot dominates the modern game we watch today?
What I love about Kevin, first of all, it gives you spacing. And you're never out of a game because of the three-point shot. You can get right back into it. And also, at the end of a game, you knock down 3 or 4 in a row, the game is over.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, Leonard and Morris are up in the forward positions. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Wall, and it's Mann in at the shooting guard. Now here's Leonard. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yes, the last few years, the rules changes have tended to benefit the offenses. This evens things out a bit.
Here's P. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Inside, got a piece of it. It's stolen by Wall. And here's the fast break. Poke loose. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Los Angeles ball.
Zubac finds Wall. Here's Mann. Here's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard.
For 3.
Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one.
And certain teams take on the attitude of their city. And over the years, Philadelphia has been one of them. The Sixers known for having tough teams, much like the Tampa. And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
The 10-footer. Wall, no luck.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
You know, to me, this is when you want to focus on creating for others. Give someone else a chance. It's called a teammate.
And that was another look at the fantastic Mobile One drive that happened a moment ago.
And catching the defense flat-footed and taking full advantage. Big bucket there to extend the lead.
Now here's Leonard. 6 points for him. Here's Mann. And here's Wall outside. Rebound by Joel Embiid. And Greg, you mentioned the 76ers have taken on the identity of Philadelphia. In your estimation, how?
You know, you go all the way back to the 80s. This has been a team that plays hard, focuses on defense, gritty, much like their city. So they tend to play with a chip on their shoulder.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, guys. Now, Tobias Harris has been the leading scorer on teams in the NBA, but on the Sixers, he understands his role is different. He says, I'm not a guy who's going to press for looks. The ball's going to flow how it flows, and I just got to be ready when the opportunity comes my way. That's what winning basketball is all about. Kevin?
David, thank you. Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Embiid. George Niang comes in for Tobias Harris. James Harden, he's checked in for Maxey. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Pete. A free throw good from Kawhi Leonard.
And Kawhi Leonard with multiple finals MVPs, putting him in elite company.
The 76ers will go for a different look here. Embiid, he's checked in for Harrell. Harris comes in for George Niang. Maxey's checked in for James Harden. And it's P in for DeAnthony Melton. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Luke Kennard. Zubac, the pass to man. Over Maxey. That one a little long.
And they've controlled the boards, and that's a big reason why they're controlling the lead.
So with Harden on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Front court is Thibault and Harris. He out there with Maxey, and it's Embiid in at the center position.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
And Thibault sends it back. Here's P, covered by Wall.
And since 1999, the Clippers and the Lakers have shared their downtown LA arena. The only NBA teams to split a venue, but that's going to change soon.
The Clippers broke ground on their new arena, set to open in Inglewood in 2024. I've seen the footprint. You fly right into LAX, and you see it every time. It's going to be beautiful.
And that'll be huge for the Clips. They're trying to create their own identity in Southern California. Having a venue just for the Clippers will help.
That one is off. Good on the second free throw. And Greg, the Philadelphia 76ers have made it very clear that they are all in on a title run.
And their front office has been very focused on trying to get top-tier talent on this roster. After the trust the process era, they're now aggressively pursuing titles here in Philly.
Shot clock at 5. A baseline J. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now on the night. To the middle. Maxey kicks to Thibault. Pass to P. Shoots it. Driving in. Here's Embiid. A second chance effort. And he lays it up and in. Embiid's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Energy points from Embiid. Takes up lots of space at 7 feet 280 and just dominates the boards on both ends.
Leonard the pass to Batum. Zubac in the post. Embiid's there. Zubac no good. Philadelphia leading by 16.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Philadelphia.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other two.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And so all the hard work here tonight converted into a tally in the win column. It'll be number 26 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Tyrese Maxey.
Woo, he put on a clinic tonight. Terrific vision, sees the whole floor, and he hits guys in their spots with pinpoint dimes.
Well, Greg, what can you say about Joel Embiid's growth from a leadership perspective? Pretty impressive, isn't it?
Tremendous, Kevin. Carrying the Sixers with everything they went through, even though he came in second in MVP voting 2 years in a row, no player more important to his team than Joel Embiid.
And Embiid drops them both. For the Clippers organization, GA, what do you think the goal is?
Well, it's clear to me, Kevin, get to the NBA Finals. The Clippers have never made it there, and I think a trip to the Finals is within reach of this group. They just need to stay healthy.
Here's Boston. And Embiid with the block.
Length plus agility, great recipe for blocking shots. Embiid's one of the best to do it.
Here's P, and it's the Clippers with the rebound. Here's Lee. That one's rebounded by Embiid.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Kennard against Melton. Here's Boston.
76ers foul. Shake Milton. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for LA, BJ Boston. Taking 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.